So today we have a video packed with really cool things, and the first thing I want to jump into is a mod for the Leatherman Free T4. Now it's not only for the T4, there's a mod you can get with the scale inserts for the T2 and also for your Leatherman Arc and your Free P4 if you want to use them as a half handle multi-tool, almost like a Swiss Army tool. And what you do with this is you mod it, and then you can put tweezers for this right here. This is to put your Victorinox pen in. I can't seem to find one at the moment, but there's a slot for that. And then another slot for like your toothpick. And with this, I actually found this off of Etsy, and this is by Swiss Mods. So with this from Etsy, you can get the Leatherman micro driver, thread it through this slot right here, and have even a little handle to work on your eyeglasses and so forth. And then that is a very tight fit. You can put it back in here, and then it can fit back into the slot for the toothpick. Pretty cool. So a toothpick would go there, the pen and the tweezers on this side, so that you have a lot more. I think it adds 2 more tools to your Leatherman T4. Now, this was not that hard to do. The Leatherman T4 comes apart and goes back together a lot easier than I thought. Now, you can watch Multi-Parts Store their videos, his videos. He has a channel, and I'll try to link it, where he talks about how to take this apart and work on it. It's very detailed. It's an excellent video to watch as you mod. This mod for the inserts are about $17, and they turned out pretty nice. The only thing you have to worry, I found out, is that there is, with these 3D printed parts, around where the magnet is, it's pretty thin because you can't have that much material. And so just be careful when you put the magnets in. The plastic can rip. Mine did because I was too rough with it, but it still works great. I've mentioned this before, but he also sells this Leatherman bit adapter, and these bits stay in there really firm, and they could go on this like 3D printed bead right there. You can put on a paracord, your keychain, different kinds of things. So he also sells that on his website as well. So make sure to check him out. This he did send free to the channel. I did pay for the scales, inserts, and pretty nice little upgrade. So the next thing I want to talk about is actually this Addiesdive AD2047. This is a really cool watch. It has, first of all, one of the best lume of any watch in my collection, and I was looking up the listing. This is from AliExpress. It goes for about $97. I think I got it for about $60 or so, but on AliExpress's website, they do say that it has surface luminescence, BGW9 super luminous powder emitting blue luminous light. And I have to say that on these markers right here, these hour markers at night, if you've charged it properly in the sun or whatever by a flashlight and so forth, it really lasts a long time. Better than my Seiko watch, actually. So I was very surprised with that. The bezel rotates, and then it has the Seiko NH35 automatic movement, which I really like. Now, I don't worry about the date window that much because I wear a lot of different watches, and so I don't keep the date. I don't keep it really up to date. I usually wear this watch on like Sunday, and then I wear my Seiko watch through the week, and then I have a Timex Expedition I wear to work because I don't worry about getting it dinged up as much as some of these other watches. But the other thing that I really like about this is the dial, and I'm not sure if I can get a great shot of this dial, but it has almost like a textured water dial right there, and I really like the texture look, almost like the waves on the dial right there. I think it's pretty cool, and it just gives an extra pop to this watch. I like the hour markers on the original a watch I think this is a homage to. The Monster, it had those almost like triangle teeth, but I actually like how they just did more of the normal hour markers on this one. The metal band, I think, is fine to me. It doesn't seem like it has extremely sharp edges or anything. It is a little bit of a heavy watch, but I think it's worth it. It's a pretty cool watch. Now, this next thing is a little different and maybe a little bit out of the norm. This is supposedly a self-defense device right here on the end. It's a self-defense spike. I don't know how effective that would be. I really don't want to try that out. It's an ink pen. And then on the end, this is called the rattle pen. It is actually a spinner, as you can see right here. Now, I timed this yesterday, I guess it was, and it went for over a minute long. I rarely find fidgets that work this well. This is pretty cool. I don't know, I've sort of dived into that weird realm of EDC fidget toy, whatever you want to call it. I was curious if I could find some fidget tools, actually, some things that were multi-dimensional. And not only is this a pen, supposedly it's self-defense, but also has this fidget thing. So in situations where my kids are super bored, I like to pull things like this out of my pocket, and then sometimes they can have fun with that and maybe stop saying, I'm bored, I'm bored. And those of you who have kids know exactly what I'm talking about. So that can come in very handy as well. Now, this goes for around $20 on Amazon, so it's a fairly cheap device. The big thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't have a pocket clip. It definitely needs to have a pocket clip, but because the fidget works so well on the back and it's fairly comfortable, it doesn't look like it would be, but it actually is pretty comfortable. I give it a pass, and for $20, I think it's actually a pretty good price. Now, Wuben recently released the Wuben G5 ECL flashlight. This is the ice crack version. This is a very, very cool textured metallic feeling version of the G5. It's still extremely light, but it has like this metallic texture. And this has all the features of the original G5 right here. And it comes in at $30, limited edition, limited stock, so it won't be around forever. So this does deliver lumens up to 400 lumens. And then I have the black version and the white and blue version. And there's different colors available in the G5. Now, one of the cool things about this is there's the pocket clip that can either be on the side or on the back. Then also you can lock it and press here for this mode. And then you can have the red light. You can press up here as well and get different colors and strobes. And for the regular light, you can adjust the intensity with this wheel right there, which is pretty cool. Has this C charging as well at the bottom, and then it is magnetic right there. I'm not going to go through all the features of the G5 again because I've already talked about that in another video, but I did want to just show you all the many different things that you can do even with this tiny little flashlight. So there are a multitude of different things. And then this is the spec sheet where it talks about the lumens, the RGB light, the beacons, the red yellow flash, red green flash, the red blue flash, and then the impact resistance, the water, and then it is only 1.84 ounces, which I think is pretty cool. This is a very nice light, especially if you want to pair it up with a Leatherman or a Gerber. It makes a really nice EDC combination, so I would definitely check them out. Again, big thanks to Wuben for going ahead and sending this special edition Ice Crack G5 to the channel.